I'm like laughing to myself even as I'm hitting record, because this is going to get a lot of pushback from kind of a lot of your growth marketing crowd on the internet. And it's, look, hyper focusing on metrics is like in and of itself a form of busy work and a form of just filler. Like it's something you do when you're right in the thick of like the war of art. And I say this for, I throw out some high percentage, 90%, 80% of places. Like, look, if you've already crushed it and like you're crushing it and putting out like just a ton of volume and you want to be fine tuning your like funnel, sweet. Like do that, off to the races, do that. What I have a real passion for is like talking to people that, business owners, again, I call out big business owners, bands, politicians, like pastors, like just anyone who's trying to build influence on the internet, which again is effectively everyone. Like you're always building influence on the internet, whether you know it or not. By not participating, you're losing ground. So again, all that to the side, like the point, if you as a person or you as a business have only put out 3 videos in the last 365 days, the metric screen is not going to tell you anything. It's not going to tell you anything. And so hyper focusing on how to read it better, or here's another thing, hyper focusing on like how the algorithm works. Well, for 3 videos, it doesn't matter. For 100 videos, it doesn't matter. It truly doesn't matter. Like you getting better at your own systems is exactly what needs to happen. And systems, not even then, we are like, oh, well, the tech side of it, like, oh, what social media platform should I post to? What video like equipment should I get? Like, no. Like what is it that you want to say? Like, do you actually have it dialed in of what it is that you want to say and how you're going to cut through the noise of the internet, right? Because if like you have an edge, right? You have an edge to some degree for something, but you have to put it out there. You can't be like holding it back and then looking at the metric screen while scrolling what other people are saying and being like, why isn't my message growing? No, like you have to post your message and put it out there. And so hyper focusing on metrics is just another form of busy work, And honestly, even just right now, like, so for example, I used to sell t-shirts online back in the day. I would do this thing like make money online, sell t-shirts with funny phrases on them using Facebook ads, right? When Facebook ad platform launched, or I mean, it was out, but people would like really hammer it when the e-commerce guys were really hammering it and it was gold rush. And I would hit this thing where we would get like 5 sales. And then I would just like sit back and like spend the afternoon like waiting for like sales 6 and 7 to come in. Like, that's what I mean by like hyper focusing on the analytics or whatever, like watching the graphs. That's a wrong thing to be doing. Like that's a wrong thing to be doing with your time. The correct thing to be doing with your time is working on the next shirt. Because we're not focused on getting sales 6 or 7. Like we're focused on getting sales 600, 700, which is hard to think about. About like, how could I ever make 600 sales on the internet or whatever? Like 100%. But everyone who does started there at sales 6 or 7. But even more than just like the pie in the sky, like encouragement, it's just simply back to your process. And the more that you're able to fight the urge to just look at metrics and appear smart, researching the algorithm and doing all this stuff and just do the next task, like do the next hard task, which is putting out the next thing. Putting energy into putting out the next thing rather than constantly being backwards looking. You can be backwards looking for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, but then you have to do the next thing. You have to, and here's what happens a lot. Because what you're gonna find when you look at the metric screen is that it doesn't look good. It's not interesting and so that's demotivating. That's demotivating to doing the next thing. So maybe we should stop hyper-focusing on it.